You think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s. In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case Dred Scott versus Sandford. The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property. The 7 justices who voted in favor of slavery, all Democrats. The 2 justices who dissented, both Republicans. The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war. The commander-in-chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate Army surrendered, John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson, assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave blacks the vote. All 3 passed only because of universal Republican support. During the era of Reconstruction, federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves. Hundreds of black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900. The Democrats did not elect a black man to Congress until 1935. But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures like black codes, laws that restricted the ability of blacks to own property and run businesses, and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert black citizens' right to vote. And how is all of this enforced? By terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest. As historian Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party. President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film, The Birth of a Nation, originally entitled The Klansman. A few decades later, the only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill, less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats came up with a new strategy. If black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats, as President Lyndon Johnson was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act. I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years. So now, the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing. Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain when in reality it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime. So when you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University. Thanks for watching. To keep our videos free, click here.
Be quiet. Hey, y'all, hello. I thought I was going to have this omelet done before she finished, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So how can I do this? Hold on a second. Hold on, because y'all can't see me, yo. You feel me? You feel me, yo? All right, let's do it like this. Okay, that's a lot better. All right, so listen, I'm gonna first start off by saying I'm glad that a black woman did that video. And I want to start off by saying I'm glad that Carol Swain, a professor of political history, science, whatever, for Vanderbilt University, for Prager University, I'm glad that she did that video because people, when it comes to the agenda of Democrats, the agenda of Democrats has not changed. So let me just say this. I am not ever going to vote for a Democrat. I don't care if a Republican gets up on stage in a Klan uniform and say, I hate niggers. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I understand politics different than the average. And what you got to understand is the person that represents the party Hello? 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 Is this Miss Cakes?
What you doing?
I'm making an omelet joint while I'm doing a video. You're actually on the damn video right now.
I don't want to be on it.
I can't edit this shit. I mean, goddamn.
You just hang up on me, like you normally do when you're doing the video.
Well, I ain't gonna hang up on you because then people gonna say it's mean. Can I call you back, baby? Damn.
Yes.
Okay,
Do
babe.
love.
Okay. Bye. All right, so I am glad that a black woman did that video because what people don't want to understand is that Democrats play on black women. They play on y'all. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to add nothing more to it because it seems to be a perspective that it's not understood out of convenience. Whenever you tell individuals about Democrats, the biggest opposers are women. Because and for that I'm gonna say it's the reason why she said massive welfare has decimated the black family. The biggest users of welfare in the black community aren't men. All right, I'm gonna say that. So I'm gonna talk about why, as I just stated, why I will never in my life, ever in my life, vote for a Democrat. And I won't vote for a Democrat because of their hidden agenda. And for all of you out there, and there's a lot of you out there that don't understand what I mean, I'm going to say this. Let me do this first. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that. Okay. Okay, a lot of you out there, you don't understand politics. And what you think is that when you got a president, that president represents himself. No, that president represents their party. So for all of you individuals out there claiming that President Barack Obama was a good president, I'm going to ask you to prove that to me, because I'm going to tell you that President Barack Obama was a Democrat. And as long as he was a Democrat, it's impossible to say he was as a black person especially, to say he was a good president. But I know when you're educated, you always get opposed by the ignorant. So I'm going to say to you, NAFTA, North America Free Trade Agreement. If I asked you, if you say President Obama was a good president, and I say NAFTA, and you say, well, what the hell are you talking about? Then you need not to ever be in the conversation of politics. You don't ever need to talk politics. It's not about, oh, I know everything else, I just don't know that one thing, so therefore it should not exempt me from talking politics. If you don't know that, you need not to be talking politics. You are out of your league. You are trying to educate yourself on something as the conversation is going on. Let me just go left for a second and tell you something about debating. Here's how debates work. You tell somebody we're going to debate about this, 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 and this, and you allow them to seek out information on it. And then when it's time for the debate, they can, with their intellect, display to you, execute how they feel and why they feel, give you their perspective on what it is you're debating about. This is how courts are played out. This is why you can't just pop up in court with evidence without the other party seeing it. They need time to go over the evidence and to build up their case against it. You see this every day on Undisputed. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. They pick a topic to talk about, then they debate it. But nobody gets broadsided. So if somebody starts talking to you about something and they ask you something and you say you don't know, and your rebuttal to that is, so just because I don't know that, blah, 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 blah. That's normally how that works, okay? Please allow me to continue. Wow. Just bit the inside of my fucking lip. Shit. So, President Barack Obama was representing Democrats. And as long as he was representing Democrats, to me, and to everybody that knows politics, if you want to ignore certain things. So allow me to educate you on NAFTA, North America Free Trade Agreement. Every country has the GDP, their gross domestic product. It is how countries remain powerful. We trade our goods to other countries. If somebody was to tell you, for example, I was talking to She Cakes yesterday, and She Cakes said that she's enjoying her time in Mexico, and she was saying that, but you can't buy property here. So as an American, you can go visit Mexico, but you can't buy property there. But Mexicans can come to America and buy property. That's because Mexico do not have a free trade. You're not coming there as an outsider and investing in a goddamn thing, okay? That's what that's about. So if you can go vacation there all you want, but you can't buy anything there, where's the fairness in that? So you can say, that's, never mind that, but your President Barack Obama extended the North America free trade that Mr. Clinton put into law. And I want to be clear about something. He was doing what Democrats do. You see, what Democrats do is they decimate the economy. And they only decimate the economy so blacks can need them. We need them, we give them our vote. And if you don't understand the perspective of this, many of wars have been won via gifts as opposed to tanks. If you don't believe this, ask those people called the American Indians. They wasn't conquered with tanks. They was conquered with gifts. So what the Democrats did was they turned around and then they turned this around and said, we're going to now do this to black folks. And they start giving us things, AKA welfare. And then they said, no, everybody can't get it. We only give the men. We only give the women, not the men. It's what Donna Farrakhan was saying. They're not raising us together. And when you talk about this, individuals say, so you trying to say, nah, niggas just don't want it. And it's just amazing to hear the ignorance. But you can listen to a Muslim woman and she say, if America wanted black people to be great, they would raise us together. They're not raising us. They're not. They're raising the black woman, not the black man. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about.
In the personage of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
I forgot I turned everything off.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness. And a slave master who taught other slave masters how to make a Negro, or back then,
Hold on a second.
But then the white man puts all these. But then the white man puts all these television shows out there. These lesbian television shows. And then you take a look at that and say,
That's not what I want to listen to. Hold on a second.
In Africa, he never intended on him being a man. Reverse road. Who is working today, brothers and sisters? The black woman. Who's making more money? The black woman. Who is more educated? The black woman. Whose world are we in? The white man's world. He allows in his world to put the woman in.
Come on.
If the woman is in front, she's taking the role of who? The male. In the Bible and in the Quran, it says man is the maintainer of woman. And kingdom.
This thing's starting to act up. Nonetheless. So what Donna Farrakhan said in there is, if they really wanted us to be together, they would raise us together. Now that's an entirely different topic. And once again, I'm educated. So this is, people, let me tell you something. Let me go left for a second. As a black man, I walk around and see how everybody respond to me. Negative. Don't know nothing about me. I see women look at me in disgust. Black women. I've never seen a white woman look at me in disgust like I see black women do it to me on a daily. I see people when they see me, they make. I look at a woman. I will literally be looking at an individual on my phone. They don't know I'm looking at them on my phone, and I'm looking at them, and they'll be waiting. And then as soon as I look at them, then they go. Poop! They'll wait. Don't get me started. But I'm saying that to say this. I used to be a Muslim when I was back in the 80s. This is why every time I need a lot of literature on what's going on in our community, I'm getting it from Sister Shalakemia. I'm getting it from Donna Farrakhan or Sister Shahrazad Ali. It's a reason for that. You're not getting it from, we're not going to get what's going on from Christians. We're not. All right. So let's just say that. So I'm not going to walk around here and ever take a back seat. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm not taking a back seat. I'm a man. All right. And in addition to that, I am a successful black man. I'm educated. I talk very well. I can articulate myself very well. Because of that, I know I am the enemy. I know that when what my child's mom showed me, when she was ready to cash me in, she went to the white man and said, he is what y'all say he is, and gave him a whole bunch of nonsense. This is why I live the way I live, or should I say, why I've traveled down the road that I've traveled. All right, so let me just say that. So I'm talking about why Democrats will never get my vote. They can have yours. They will never get mine. People, whenever we talk about credit or history, history dictates credit. Your history gives everybody else your credit on who you are. Your credit profile, your work credit history, your character credit, everything. What I will never understand is how did blacks get to the point where we've abandoned the history of Democrats? I don't understand how that happened. Actually, I do. I'm being... Excuse me. I don't mean to eat but I'm trying to get my protein and everything through eggs and get my spinach and everything, my antioxidants. So, they can have your vote. They just will never have mine. I know how we got there. We got there because they used the rule, which is parts of rules of engagement. They came bearing gifts, an old Greek philosophy. I come bearing gifts. And when they said, hey, how about welfare as opposed to a father for your children? That was the sign up. You want what I've got? People, I was paying $410 a month private school for my child. I got taken down for child support for $259 and got laughed at me when they did it. Like, this is because that is the protocol. This is why when it comes to the intellect, I see things differently. I'm gonna just say that. But if you want to ask yourself, the history of the Democrats, look at what just happened recently. Our current president said he wanted to build a wall. How did the Democrats respond by our current president, which is a Republican, by building a wall? How did they respond? They responded by running to Mexico, telling everybody, get in vans and rush the borders, but only women and children. And then they tested every perspective of our immigration laws and blamed it on our current president. You're Democrats. That's what they did. And then when they separated, when they did what they were supposed to, now the president who's enforcing a law that's been in effect since way before he was president, now he's the bad guy. And the Democrats did that, and you guys brought it. Let me go back to what Mitch Carroll Swain was saying. Mitch Carroll Swain said, we were slaves up until a Republican became president. And that still don't give you enough credit. Because once again, you're under the impression that it's the individual. No, it's the party. Your beloved Barack Obama was not a black president. He was a Democratic president. And as a Democratic president, he put laws in place, and it is the reason why, as great as I am, all the things that I did for my child, it is the reason why I do not have a relationship with my daughter. You see, these democratic laws that they put in place, child support and all that, you may say, oh, no, you need child support. I'm not going to ever say you don't. But for all you women out there that think you needed child support, you need to read the fine print, or better yet, get a copy of the paperwork that they give to the man. Because the paperwork says that he can't do anything else for you, which means that it was only meant for deadbeats. So this is why they're making every law for women. Oh, if a woman wants child support, oh, she wants it. Oh, a woman said, I fear for my life, I'm gonna give her a restraining order. This is why they lowered the bar on all these laws. They don't work on me though. They work on a lot of those individuals, those mama boys, the individuals that you laid down and had your baby with. They don't work on men like me. All right. Ask Atia Bradley how successful she was with the 2 restraining orders she tried to put on me. All right. Massive failure. I'm getting off topic. But this is why. So in the heat of an argument, a woman goes down there and say, I want a restraining order. Come on down here. Instantly breaks up the family. Oh, I want child support. Instantly breaks up the family. And nobody checks that. Well, I'm a bit smarter than that. Sorry. I'm smarter than that. Once again, laws put in place by Democrats. As long as they keep us divided, as long as they give stupidity for when an individual get mad, that's when stupidity is at an all-time high. Like they say, emotions run high. Don't get mad at me. I'm tippy-toeing. Emotions run high. Individuals run down there, get all this stuff, splits up family. Yup, I got him. Yup, he can't see the child. And now society gets to raise these children because individuals are running around here and saying, I'm strong. Right. Not thinking a child needs a father is an individual being strong. Yeah, the Democrats sure picked the right ones because ain't no man gonna fall for no dumb shit like that. Oh, don't get me started. But this is why a Democrat will never get my vote. You see, I'm educated on politics way beyond some nonsense. It doesn't have a chance with me. But once again, they can have your vote. And please, could y'all stop with the motherfucking, well, Donald Trump is racist. So let me make sure I understand you correct. The Democrats starting the KKK is not racist. The Democrats wanting to bring all those Mexicans over to our country is not racist against you as a black person. Oh, let me help you understand. You do know that once all the Mexicans get here like the Democrats want, you do know, black woman, that the little bit of incentives that they give you as a minority woman, you do know those are out the window, right? Oh, you ain't thinking that far ahead. Okay, let me help you out. You will no longer be the minority, so you won't qualify for nothing. Yeah, that's the little undertone, the little slickery of the Democrats. If you want to insist on saying that, nope, Donald Trump is racist, that's why I'm voting for Joe Biden, a person that represents a party that's been having a party on black folks since their inception, then you go ahead and give them your vote. Once again, I don't give 2 cents if a Republican says literally, I hate niggers, and he is up there in a Klan suit. Or should I say a Democrat suit? Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm only kicking facts at 100%. Later, y'all.